friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. For today's video, I'm going to be sitting down and closing out my paycheck budget from last week. We're going to track my expenses, categorize everything, stuff some cash. I'm really excited to be sharing this video with you. I've got a little bit of a different setup here on my tabletop than usual. I'm not sure I love it, so I don't necessarily think it's going to come back next week, but for today, it's fun. So let's just get right into the expense tracking. I know these videos can tend to be long. Some of you really like the long videos, some of you really don't, but I'm just doing the best I can with what I got. So we are tracking from February 11th through the 17th here in my expense tracker from my budget bundle. I do have these worksheets available as digital downloads for my channel members who join at the Budget Buddy tier and the Budget Bestie tier. So I have a link for my channel membership down below. If you click the link, it'll pop open a little window with all of the information on the various tiers of my membership. So don't worry, clicking the link is not going to automatically enroll you in the membership program. You'll have a chance to read through and decide if it's right for you. I encourage you to do that. I would love to have you as a channel member. Or if you have not yet subscribed, subscribe and become a channel subscriber. I would love to have you. Let's get into the tracking. First thing I do every single week when I get paid, my typical paycheck routine is to first and foremost do a money transfer. I transfer $700 from my main checking account to a secondary checking account that I have for next month's bills. We are a month ahead on our bills. It's important to me that we stay that way, so every single week $700 goes into that checking account, and then the bills just automatically come out of there. So all of the money I'm setting aside in February is going towards March's bills, and February's bills are being paid with income I set aside in January. Sorry about the shadows, friends. It's just the lighting I've got that I'm working with today. Maybe we'll do some shadow puppets later. Also, on the first day when I get paid, I like to take out cash for savings. You guys see me stuff my savings challenges and my sinking funds every single week. This week was no exception. I did $400, and if you are interested in seeing that cash stuffing, if you missed it, I will put it up in a card right here so that you can click it and go and watch that. Make sure you come back though and finish this video, okay? So that was the first thing I did for my paycheck. That's kind of the most important, paying the most important things first before I do anything else. Also on the 11th, I did my grocery shopping at Walmart, and I did post a grocery haul of everything I picked up. So once again, I've got a video for you that I can pop up if you were interested in that. The amount that I spent was $177.50, and obviously the category there is grocery. I like to categorize my spending just because it makes it a little bit easier to see whether I stuck to my budget or not. And you know what? I think I can probably zoom in just a little bit so you guys can see a little better. How's that? Is that better? Okay, so that was everything on the 11th. That was Tuesday when I got paid. On the 12th, I actually did not have any spending, so this is considered a no-spend day. I consider it a no-spend day if I don't spend from the categories I have here in my variable expenses. So if I don't spend money on groceries, eating out, or spending, that's considered a no-spend day. Now that does not mean that I didn't pay a bill that day or use my sinking funds. It just means I didn't touch my variable expenses. Anytime that I have a no spend day, I like to reward myself by putting $5 into savings. So that is what I have done. Well, that's what I plan to do anyway. At the end of this video, you will see me stuff the cash that I have for my no spend days into some mini savings challenges. Okay, on the 13th, I had another no spend day. So $5 more going into savings, which feels fantastic. On the 14th, we took my dog Maple to the groomer. Now, I have a sinking fund for pet expenses that I could have used to make this happen. However, I've mentioned to you guys before, I don't like to touch my sinking funds if I don't have to. I like to let them build up, and because I hadn't yet used any of the money I budgeted for spending down here, I decided to take this from there rather than digging into my sinking fund. Neither way is wrong. You can do it any way you want. I can do it any way I want. That's just kind of what I decided. Do what works best for your budget. Don't feel like you have to do what I do, but in this case, I just felt better using the money in the bank rather than digging into my sinking fund to pull out cash. So the amount that I spent was $51.20 to get Maple groomed, and she needed it. On to the 15th, we got Domino's. So if you've been watching throughout February, you know that I set myself up on a no eating out challenge, and we failed that this week. It was a crazy busy day this day. We had a lot going on, and I succumbed to the urge to just get delivery. So unfortunately, I broke our no eating out. I will say though that making it 15 days into the month before we ate out is pretty darn good for us. We tend to eat out like 2+ times a week usually, so I feel like this is pretty good. The amount that we spent was $53.69. Okay, moving on to the 16th, we had another no spend day. I really tried to focus on having as many no spend days as possible because I know that the money that I set aside for savings for no spend is all the money that's going into my mini savings challenges. It's a change that I made to my budget last week, and I really wanted to be able to stuff my mini challenges with you guys. So I really tried to focus on having as many no spend days as possible. And so on the 17th, we had a no spend day as well. So overall, it was a pretty low-key week. We didn't do a ton of spending. We did unfortunately break our no eating out rule. I'm not beating myself up over it. It is what it is. Looking at these numbers, I don't think that it's gonna put me over budget. Even though I didn't budget money for eating out, which you can see here, I think that the money I have left over in groceries and spending is gonna offset that eating out, so it didn't put me over budget in my variable category. And you know, it's better than before. When you're used to eating out 2, sometimes 3 times a week, to make it a full 15 days, like that's a huge improvement. And we just kind of reset. I'm hoping not to eat out again throughout the month of February. We'll see what happens. I said when I set that goal that it was a lofty goal, and I didn't know if we were gonna be able to do it. So, like I said, not beating myself up. Let's do some calculating here. So that was all of my spending, got through the week. Now we just have to add everything up. So first is bills, and I don't need my calculator for this. It's always $700. For savings, we have the $400 that I have already stuffed, plus 5, 10, 15, 20, so that's $420. You will see me stuff $20 into my mini savings challenges today at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. For groceries, sorry you guys, I had a little brain glitch there. I couldn't remember what I was doing. It was just the one transaction, $177.50, which is really, really good for us. any week that I can come in under $200, I consider a really good week. For spending, we had just the one transaction again at $51.20, and I feel really good about that. Taking this money to pay the groomer rather than digging into my sinking fund allows that sinking fund to build up a little bit more, and that is awesome. And last but not least then is eating out. And I don't need my calculator for this either, $53.69. So I do need my calculator to add everything up. And you guys, I didn't do my highlighting. I just realized usually I go through and highlight everything, but we had such a minimal spending week, I didn't really need the highlighter. So I'll probably go in at the end and highlight anyway, just because I like the color. Okay, so we're gonna add up and get a grand total for everything we spent this week. $700 plus $420 plus $177.50 plus $51.20 plus $53.69 is $1402.39, with, let's see, grocery, spending, and eating out, $177.50 plus $51.20 plus $53.69, $282.39 of that being variable spending, which is the area of my budget that I have the most control over, and it's also the area of my budget where I tend to overspend the most. Like, bills are what they are. You can try to change them a little bit by turning the lights off at night or by running less water or whatever, but the variable spending, the groceries, the eating out, the spending money, that's where I can control things the most. All right, let me grab my highlighters just because this page looks a little sad without the color. I'm gonna get everything highlighted. I'll just kind of speed that up, and then we will move on to checking in with my budget and seeing how I did overall. All right, I gotta say, seeing all that green on the page makes me so happy. If you are unaware, my #1 goal for 2025 is savings. So seeing that most of our money went to savings, or at least we had the most savings transactions out of all of them, feels fantastic. So let's go ahead and use this information now to close out my paycheck budget. Next month's bills, I budgeted $700. That is what we did. And we did end up using $1,600 to make this paycheck budget happen. I always forget to fill in that part of the actual column. That doesn't really change. It's always $1,600. Oh no, my camera battery's flashing. Give me just a second to change that out, and then we'll come back and check into variable expenses here. All right, so I switched out my camera battery and I took the opportunity to grab myself a little energy drink. I never used to be an energy drink person. I would have my 1 cup of coffee in the morning every day, and that was it. But I swear, as soon as I turned 40, I lost all of my energy. So we're gonna have a little sip and get back to the budget. So $700 was the total for my fixed expenses. All right, for groceries, I budgeted $250. The amount that I spent was $177.50. So that's really, really good. Very happy with that. Eating out, we didn't budget anything, but we did spend $53.69. And for spending, we budgeted $100, but the amount that we spent was $51.20. So overall, we budgeted $350. We only spent $282.39. I do want to double check that math really quick just to make sure it's accurate. $177.50 plus $53.69 plus $51.20, $282.39. So yeah, we came in significantly under budget this week. $67.61 under budget to be exact, so that's awesome. For savings, we did set aside $400 at the beginning of the week as anticipated. And for my no spends, we had $20. So we are gonna be able to put an additional $20 into our short-term savings this week, which feels awesome. So that's a total of $420. Now I don't need this, so I can go ahead and fold it over and put in these actual columns down here for totals. By the way, we're skipping right over this extra debt category. All of my credit cards are currently paid off. We do have other debt outside of credit cards, but we're not focusing on that right now. So $1,600 is what we started with, minus $700 for fixed expenses, minus $282.39 in variable, $420 for sinking funds, which are my short-term savings, nothing to extra debt. So let's do the math. 1,600 minus 700 minus 282.39 minus 420 is 197.61, which means we are going to be able to put 197.61 into long-term savings. It acts as a buffer for a little while, and then at the end of the week, when I know for sure I didn't need to use it, I just go ahead and move it over to my long-term savings. I was waiting until the end of the month, but lately I've just been transferring it at the end of every week. If ever a situation came up where I needed to get into it, it's pretty easy to access, so I can do that. But just moving it over every week feels so good. So 197.61 into my long-term savings. Let's really quickly go ahead and stuff my no-spend money, my $20 that I have from my no-spend days, into my minis. I'm so excited to have a little bit more to stuff this week. Okay, friends, so here I have my mini binder, my little dice tower and my dice, and $20 in cash. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. If you've never seen me play my mini challenges before, I have 6 savings challenges in this binder, and I call them mini challenges because they're all $50 or less. I try to keep the amounts relatively small so that I can have some quick wins. I've got them numbered 1 through 6, and hopefully this pattern in the background is not too distracting and it all works out okay. I've got them numbered 1 through 6. I've got my dice here, and what I like to do is just roll the dice. Whatever number the die lands on, the correlating challenge gets 2 bills. So we have $20 today, so we are going to roll 10 times, which is exciting. And I'm just gonna go through, disperse this cash, and then I will go through and add the money to the trackers, and we'll talk about who the challenges are from at that point in time. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're gonna go ahead and roll. So challenge 5, it's gonna get $2. Challenge 4, hopefully we get a nice even distribution of cash here. We shall see. Sometimes the dice can be a little finicky and like to roll the same number over and over and over again. So hopefully we can get a nice even distribution. Now that I changed the way I've been doing my mini challenges a little bit, they're gonna take longer to complete because I'm not stuffing as much cash every week, but I'm okay with it. Putting less cash here allows me to put more cash elsewhere in my budget, which, you know, is good. It's all savings. It's all ultimately helping me complete my goals, so I'm not mad at it. All right, you guys, last roll. It goes really quick when you have less cash. All right, challenge 5. So let me go ahead and get this cleaned up a little bit, and then we'll go over what each of my challenges got here. Let me know what you guys think about the pattern in the background. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Like I said, I'm leaning towards not really liking it, but if you guys love it, we can keep it. Let me know. I do like that it dampens the sound a little bit when like there's rolling dice or, you know, I'm setting down pens and stuff. I do like that aspect of it. I just think it might be a little busy. Maybe we'll just get a solid color. I don't know. I'm overthinking for sure. All right, let's go with challenge number 1 here. This challenge is adorable. It's a $16 savings challenge from Bookish Mama Budgets. And this challenge this week got $2, so we are $2 closer to completing this guy. We just need 2 more, so maybe next week we can see it completed. We shall see, but if it's $16, we got 2 left, there should be $14 here. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I always like to double count because I'm bad at math. And I count wrong, and sometimes I get numbers backwards. So double counting is never a bad thing. Okay? Next, we have this adorable flamingo challenge from D Plans and Budgets. And this challenge got $2 as well. So we're gonna go ahead and color in one of these 2s. This one might be a little bit slow going if we're just gonna do it $2 at a time. I think this challenge saves 50 when everything is all said and done. So it might be in here a little while, but again, that's totally fine. And this was a freebie. I believe all of my mini challenges that I'm using today were freebies. So I'm gonna link the channels that they come from down below. Go check out their channels, subscribe, tell them I sent you, and then check out their freebies because so many creators do these amazing mini challenges for their subscribers. All right, challenge 3 is a challenge that I created for you guys as a freebie. Go ahead, subscribe, and then click the freebies link down below. This one's getting $2 as well. I think it's gonna save a total of 40 when everything is all said and done. So we are $2 closer to being complete with this one. I love the snowflakes on it. I will say I'm ready for spring. I don't know about you guys. Here in Southeast Michigan, it has been frigid and snowy and gross and gray, and I want spring weather so desperately. So maybe by the time we finish this challenge, spring will be here. All right, $1, $2, $3, $4 in this challenge. Alrighty, challenge number 4 is next. And this one got a little bit more cash, so that's always a good thing. Challenge 4 is from Chatty KathyBudgets. I love her channel and I love this mini. It's the little hearts, perfect for Valentine's Day, which has passed now, but I'm trying to find my red Sharpie here, and it looks like I don't have it. So we're gonna be switching colors. Let's do blue, I guess. We're gonna add $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6 to this challenge. Each of these hearts is worth 2, so we're gonna color in 3 hearts. 2, 4, 6. This challenge is, I believe, gonna save 10, 20, 30, $40 by the time everything is all said and done. And let's see what we have in there so far. We've got 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, $24. So more than halfway there with this one. Hopefully we can get it finished up relatively quick. I mean, February is the month of love, but let's be real. If we don't finish it in February, it's okay because love is all year round. All right, challenge 5. I have this champagne bottle challenge. This is a challenge that I created. It's another freebie listed down below. And it looks like we're gonna use another blue, so we'll have 3 different blues on this page, which is okay. So this challenge is gonna save a total of 50. Still have a ways to go. Today it's gonna get $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $6. So we will color in 6 bubbles. Each bubble is worth $1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more dollars to go. Maybe we can finish this before the end of the month. We shall see. Let's see what we got in here so far. Should be 40. 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So one step closer to finishing this challenge. Doesn't look like we're gonna finish any challenges today. The number of challenges that we're gonna complete each week is gonna be fewer with less cash, and I just have to be okay with that. We can always, in the future, allocate some more funds to this if I'm feeling like it's too slow, because the idea is to have some quick wins here, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Right now, we're just gonna go ahead and look for my green Sharpie. Here it is. Okay, so this challenge is gonna get $2 today. It is from Dragonfly Saves. Look at how happy this monkey is to have his banana. So cute. Each banana is worth $1, so we're gonna check off 2 more, and that's gonna make us officially halfway done with this challenge, which is awesome. So it's gonna save a total of $24, so I believe I should have 12 here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, my friends, so $20 more total gone into my mini challenges. I'm super, super proud of that. Having it be a little bit slower isn't as satisfying, I'll be honest, but by not adding extra money to these mini challenges, I'm able to add more money elsewhere. So it's just, the money had to come from somewhere, and this is where it came from, and that's okay. Ultimately, all of my savings challenges go to my sinking funds anyway. So it's really not that big of a deal that I shifted money around and it's going elsewhere right now, because ultimately, in the end, it all goes to my short-term savings, and you know, a step closer to meeting my goals. So if you liked this video, will you please give it a thumbs up? That really helps out my channel. Check out the links below that I talked about, my freebies for some digital downloads of mini challenges, my membership if you're interested in the budget worksheets. I'd love to have you there. Hope you are having an amazing February, and I will see you real soon with my next paycheck budget. Bye, friends.